Man, you straight from the south side. Mike, man. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back. Another episode of Real Rap Podcast. You guys already know I have forgotten what episode we're on, but you'll see it in the title and all that other stuff. A few of my fine friends. We have Mr. Payne. We have Medi back for a lost episode. Medi actually shot an episode with me. The recorder wasn't on, so now it's trash. It is just lore, and this was gonna be concise because I have to get to a gig at some point. But yeah, I mean we're good. And then Medi, yeah, and then everybody we got a rest to get to the Bears game. Bears, and it's somewhat of a local rivalry game, so it's pretty important too. Yeah, although you are wearing a Buffalo.
Yeah. I had to rep, man, because I'm from Buffalo, and that game last night, like we were just talking about, was dirty Canadian, insane.
You know what I mean? Nice to you.
We're pretty much, yeah. It's fun. It's crazy. Like all the sports teams there, like the two big sports teams, Sabres and the Bills, they're both sponsored by Labatt's, which is
Labatt Blue.
Yeah, historically a Canadian beer, but they make the beer in Buffalo and then ship it to Canada.
I mean, it made sense to me.
So yeah, there's a lot of crossover for sure.
Fuck the Canadians, man. At the end of the day, I honestly never felt like that. I never felt like that until the whole Drake Kendrick thing. Where did you lie on that?
Kendrick for sure.
Yeah, it kind of got to.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
Why you have to? Fuck. Not one Kendrick song. Okay, he's all right. You know what I mean? For an older guy, I'm an older guy.
okay,
All right, I'm listening.
I'm 42, so like Drake was there in my 20s.
Okay.
You know?
yeah, the Here It Come Up was fun, but then yeah, I mean the face off, it was like
Yeah, really. Strategically, come on.
I get it, but that's like saying, oh, Mike Tyson losing to that fucking whoever that white guy was at his last fight.
Paul, dude.
No, not Paul. I'm talking about he was Mike Tyson.
Okay, gotcha.
And he's like, I retired. He retired in the ring.
Yeah,
That guy did not beat Mike Tyson.
yeah, right.
If Kendrick Lamar would have came out,
Stop it. Now this is it's a slant.
everybody's hey,
This is slant.
Drake.
I was gonna let you pass, but you said one crucial thing. You're in your 40s. So am I. We come from the same place, and that place was the original Drake, which was LL Cool J. And LL Cool J was still like had testosterone dripping out of his armpits. So Drake is just the Duplo's version of LL Cool J.
Oh yeah, 100.
And LL Cool J punched Jamie Foxx directly in his comedy mouth, and Drake got slapped by the diddler.
Yeah.
These are two different people. Like I need love.
That was such a good song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
And Drake just made 53 copies of that song, but he cries in them.
Yeah.
I don't want crying.
I get it, but there were some good ones. Who is that? Houston, and what is it? Houston, Atlanta, Vegas?
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, girl. Yeah, don't get me wrong. If I happen to be in the club, which I'm not anymore because I'm in my 40s.
The Arnold Club.
If I happen to, yeah, you're right. But if I happen to be there, I don't want to hear Nas and African Bambaataa and Black Star in the club. You know what I mean? So fair enough. Play your Drakes, play your whoever's.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But and when I'm in the car, like if I'm out somewhere and somebody drives by with the windows down and they're playing, I don't care what mean mug, beard, how many. I think I can rob them. You're playing Drake loudly. I'm like, I could rob you. Not even with a real weapon. I'll just put my finger in my shirt. Hey, give it up, buddy.
Give me your money. And he starts crying. He's like, but I got Houston, I got bacon.
I'm in touch with my emotional intelligence. Why are you, who hurt you?
Yeah. But I can't even, but I also can't really, I don't even know any Kendrick Lamar songs. Like, that's another thing. Like, I fell off the whole rap wagon long time ago. Like, yeah, 10, 15 years ago. I think Lil Wayne was my last, constant constant guy on my Spotify. Fair. J. Cole, I love J. Cole.
That's great.
But even now, he's old. You know what I mean?
J. Cole.
Like, I remember when he was a young, grown Simba, that song was like, that shit was played on my in my car almost on a daily.
Sure.
When he came out. I don't know, was that 2010?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think so.
J. Cole left a stain on Light Skin Legacy, bro. When he ducked out of that battle, I did not like how that. That does it. Now you can't do that because the rap culture, hip hop culture is about machismo, and rap is seen as a sport. And he spent how many years going, I'm the best, and then as soon as
He gets challenged, he's out.
yeah,
So I love Kendrick. I got really into but his like the albums are like concept albums, so they're not like
that's just fair.
they're not really like, some of them do end up becoming mainstream. You'll hear them at the club, but like as like a piece of art,
Yeah,
it rocked.
it's a TED talk to a beat.
Okay. That's the second, I was just talking to somebody else and they were telling me that whole thing. They were like, you got to listen to it because it's a whole story. It's a whole project put together.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe I would if I have the time. That's like a podcast. Like I only can do so many podcasts in a day.
Yeah.
Am I really going to listen to a whole album?
You listen to it 3 times and go, maybe I do have some unresolved stuff with my mom and dad. And then you go listen to something that makes you bounce.
Shit, I don't need them. I don't need him to tell me that shit, man. That's like the only thought that runs through my head is that my parents come over and then I'm just like, fuck, man. I think about it for like another week. And then by the time it fizzles out, I see them again. I love them again.
Yeah.
I love you, my parents' pieces.
But, my dad's the type of guy that never says, you know what, you're right. You're right. He's not that guy. This back, And it's not even about back down. Like, the funniest thing is I was just talking to my wife about this. My dad, he has grandchildren now, 2 nieces from my brother. And he came up to us one time. He's like, I see these people and they're yelling at their kids and the kids are going to be scared of them. He's like, it's wrong. You're supposed to love them. And I'm looking at him like, bro, we were fucking running away from you when you came home. What did you? All you did was yell. He's like, and my mom, of course, she's ride or die for my dad. Yeah, he did not do that. I was like, yes, he did, Ma. Yes, he did. And, but it's funny now that he's older, we bust his balls all the time. He laughs about it, but still never says, oh, yeah, you're right.
For sure. Like my mom, love you, Mom. My mom watches some of these and she'll hit me up after an episode. It didn't happen like that.
Said the fans and narrative.
Yeah. My 8.5-year-old memory is perfect.
Who wants to have that memory? Like, who wants to, manipulate it to be like, you know what? No, Mom and Dad, we're not so nice.
Mm-hmm. Now, and if you were the firstborn, you're the mistake baby.
Yeah. Oh, I totally was. Yeah. They are 19. So it was very
17.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it was just all right. Is he alive?
Yeah.
No, man. Let's keep it drunken. So I want to continue a conversation we were having like the first time you were here, and I think in a couple of green rooms. But I need Seth included on this. All right.
Okay.
So this is a Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's a Mount Rushmore question. Because ahead of my very first mushroom trip, which we'll talk about, after the cameras go off. Yeah. What is on your Mount Rushmore of drugs?
Of drugs? Ooh, okay. And you already have yours.
Oh, you're right. No, this is brand new. By the way, this is excluding alcohol. Alcohol doesn't count.
Okay.
Everything else, man-made, homegrown, out the soil, out the sky, everything else is on the table except alcohol.
Okay. Top 4. You want to go first? Okay. Shrooms are definitely up there.
Shrooms are on the Mount
Are we talking macro or micro?
Micro. Yeah, micro. Macro can be fun. But
the ego death, like you can't do it to them.
Not anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The micro though, that's been like game changer. That's like every concert I'm going to now, or certain parties. I have tried it at a wedding recently, and that was a mistake because I officiated the wedding. But I did it after I officiated, And my buddy had like little chocolate break off ones, and he was like, I usually am pretty good about being like, I'm gonna take half of a half and see how I feel. And I had like crushed the officiating, so I was like, yeah, just give me half. Me and the girlfriend split half. So we split half, and then like, you know, it kicks in, and everyone wants to come and talk to me about you know, it was nice. They were saying nice stuff, but I'm like hearing a bird fly across the street. Yeah, I feel like I'm like, and then I'm like, dude, how strong are these? He's like, yeah, I kind of take higher doses. And I'm like looking over at the girlfriend. We're both like, dude, it's too much. And then I have to keep having conversations like, yeah, for sure. So that was, yeah, I think that we tried that one out. We did take some and went and saw Dune 2. And that was awesome. That was incredible. Yeah, I was like crying. But we took the right about for that. But okay, so I'd say shrooms are up there. Man, I used to really love like Molly ecstasy. I don't really do it anymore because like the next day is so like the come down is so brutal. It's not really worth it. And shrooms, I feel like kind of fills in that void now, where I'm like, I just want to feel.
Oh, so is that the pick me up? If you go Molly wild, then you just hit shrooms on the back end to kind of mellow it out.
I guess you could say more so like I used to go to concerts and I would just take that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, man, it was just destroying me the next day. So it's like, and now, you know, getting older, the hangovers are like tenfold. So I'm older. So the shrooms are good. Like I did a little last night and like today I'm pretty good. But yeah, so I would say those two. Man, Vyvanse, you ever have Vyvanse?
No, but never even heard of it.
No, this is magical.
This is like, it's like, it's nuts.
It does like a weight loss.
Is that for pharmaceutical? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I don't like come across it anymore, but I used to live in DC. So I was in a fig like, yeah, it almost is like, still like that, dude. Well, it's crazy. It's a prescription drug that you take and it's like slow release. So throughout like the next like 10 hours, it just keeps releasing
XTR,
and it locks you in. Like it makes you like super positive. You feel like you can, it's like that Limitless drug that like they based a type movie about it. It's dangerous, but it's like, again, it's a toll on your body because when it wears off, you're like, oh my God, I was like firing on also.
Even the name is like kind of his Spanish for like life.
Yeah.
my band.
Like, yeah.
It's nuts though. Like I've had like friends that were like took too much K at a show. We're in like a K hole, and I was like, okay, it's all good. We'll just go outside and get you some waters. Have you like we'll have you, yeah, like I'll teach you how to walk again. It was like I was like, yeah, this is totally fine. Like there's no hang-ups with it. So you're just like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's a drug that turns you into Mr. Flanders.
Pretty much, yeah. We just like. You're just like fully aware and which I feel like is so. I'm tired like all the time now, so it's like to be fully alert and like yeah, it's pretty crazy. I haven't done this in like probably 8 years or so, guy. Because there was a friend who had it, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, here I'll sell you a couple," and then I was like, "What? This is insane." So those are probably my top 3. I don't know.
All right, then who's Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin, like the one that. Oh, that I have to do 4?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know. What would be the 4th one? I guess acid.
Oof.
Dang, I guess acid.
Yeah. That's a big one to just fucking throw in there, right? That's an 8-hour commitment.
Exactly. Well, that's in the past, like my first couple of trips I did were all like bad because they would start good and then I'd be like, okay, I'm ready for this then. And then it would just keep going, going. And then the last like 2 times I've taken it, I've been in like a fun atmosphere. That's like I do these like EDM cruises. Yeah. There's nonstop parties. So like you do it in the right atmosphere where other people are also on it. It's like, oh, okay, we're all in the same boat and I don't need this to end anytime soon. So that specific situation, then I'm like, okay, then we're good. But I tried to do DMT once.
Ooh.
And they have like the DMT pens now. So I'm curious to try. Yeah. Like.
You can just get it from a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah.
And then fucking just do it and blast off at work.
You know,
Like it's stab. Better roads. You.
You're like in a Peruvian forest, you know? You just fucking have a pen for that shit.
I tried to do it, but I don't smoke weed. So like, and I guess
I'm about to say that was the most Caucasian four drugs I've ever. Weed was not even in consideration. I was like, wow.
well, I just get I get too high, like too quick on it. Then I go nonverbal, and it's like not fun. If I ever smoke, I have to smoke like half a hit.
Yeah, same.
So it's like it's quick at that. And then honestly, edibles are like, dude, I don't know what the fuck.
They're powerful.
They're like real roll a dice. So I really just don't do it. So when I went to do DMT with my buddy, it was like after a show, we're coming down from the Molly. We're like, oh, we'll do some DMT. We had to smoke it in like a bomb, and you had to do a small hit, medium hit, big hit. I take the small hit, and I instantly am like having like coughs and convulsions. I'm like trying to keep it together, and they're like, we already started, so like we have to do this. It's like the 3 or 4 of us.
And then you.
So I try to do. Well, I tried to do the medium one. And I'm like, I can't even. I'm gonna like combust. So I'm the last one. I'm like, I can't take the big hit. And then they all did and just like blasted off. And so then I just kind of like had like unrestful sleep for the next couple hours. But means like an uncomfortable nap.
After a show, too. That was like the most, the way you described what you were doing during every,
It's very real.
it was, he's like, I'm at EDM cruise, you know, like when I'm at the fucking, I'm like, dude, you live the stereotypical like college frat boy party life. I mean, when you said EDM cruise, first of all, I had no idea those two things.
Oh yeah, like we're you know we're a thing, different world, man. And it's there are younger people there, but it's like the people that are in it are like 100%. They go every year. It's like their big thing every year.
It's like the Burning Man, but you have water.
Exactly.
He said everything so rationally and smooth.
Yeah.
Like, he brought up a drug I've never even heard of.
Yeah, Vyvanse.
And every time, if I ever come across again, I'm grabbing.
Every drug he named, his story was on the back end of a bender.
Yeah.
Like, I was on 4 other drugs, so then I took this one. That's to mellow out.
That's what I took from it too. And he's like, oh yeah, after a show. In my mind, I'm like, that's like 2 a.m. Yeah. That's like 2 a.m. and you guys are going to do something that's going to keep you
Oh yeah.
until 2 p.m.
I just asked him to give me his Mount Rushmore of drugs, and he just gave the plot of The Wolf of Wall Street concert.
All in the Lamborghini set too. He's like, that's how I get into the Lamborghini. I'm like, God.
Maddie, what say you was on the Mount
Well, okay, so like, all right, we'll do this without, like, if my heart could take it.
Yeah.
I like microdosing. Like, microdosing is fun. It's really fun. There's no coming down. Like, you take it, you have a day. You could do it at any point of the day in any sort of atmosphere, except
Stuff probably should end up.
yeah, except probably. I mean, even for stand up.
Have I done it?
No, I haven't for stand up.
I did it. I did full blast on shrooms at a music fest that had stand up as part of it.
Okay.
At like 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah. They were like, all right, everybody's gonna take shrooms and then do your set, and it didn't make sense at all.
Were you locked in or no?
I thought I was, but the problem was the person who went out before me kept going and didn't know like they had been going for like an hour. So that you're waiting. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then you're like, and then after a while, I'm like, and of course it's like heightened because I'm like tripping. And so then when I go up, I try to tell the jokes, and I'm like doing punchlines to setups that I never even set up. Yeah. So it's just none of it was milk sounds. But everyone else was also tripping around the fire. So everyone's just like, what? So they were laughing, but it was just out of like, we were all just confused. You're right. It was a mess. Yeah, honestly.
I could imagine. Yeah, that's what I would cut over. Everybody just fucking take shrooms. No, the microdosing would be number one. If my heart could take it, there's nothing better than being on cocaine at like in your 20s, dude.
Yeah.
Especially with the nightclub scene, like, you get a little drunk, take a couple bumps. that was the best. But obviously, the come down from that was no good. And I would never do it. I would never touch it now, like at all.
I can never even attempt to try it.
No, have you ever done it?
No, never once. That was one of the only things I got right because I'm just a pure friggin' addict, bro.
Yeah.
So I got 7 years without drinking. Oh, I would be. Yeah, not enough. If I would have picked it up, I never would have put it.
Super addictive. I've had like roommates in the past I've had like serious issues with it. It sucks. Like you're like I didn't put it up there because I don't really do it anymore. It was always around.
Yeah.
Like people would be like, do you want to do a little bit? And there was like like once or twice where I went in and bought like an 8-ball with someone, and it was such a bad experience because the person that I would buy it with would be like super cracked out about it. And we like, where is it? Like, what can I get the bag? And then finally I was just like, dude, just take it. That's not part of this. And it just makes you, dude, I have to go to the bathroom the minute that I take it.
Yeah.
And the last time that I did it, I was on a boat out on the lake here, and it's all like hot people, freaking bikinis and shit. They're like, we're gonna do some boat. Oh, cool. So I do a line, and then I was like, this was such a mistake because there's like one tiny bathroom here that I'm gonna blow up.
Oh, dude, I would have just gone in the water. I would have just gone in the water.
I was considering it. I wasn't considering it.
Fucking wash your ass, bro. No one would have known.
Man, that's even.
No one would know. He's like, how does that voice go? And like, he's like, no one's gonna know.
Where's that?
No one's gonna know. There's just this giant round
shit in the fucking lake.
Guys, everybody. This, let's see, everybody crowds to one side of the boat. It tips over. Nobody's worried. Nobody's worried about the dookie in the water now.
Couldn't do that far.
That was. I was like, okay, I think I'm done with this. I don't need it.
I actually did shit in the lake once when I was a kid. I think shit. My mom was like, go in the water.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And I was like, all right, cool. Fucking logs. Blup, blup.
All right, so we have the micro dose,
Cocaine.
and we have a couple of bumps.
The next one, man, Adderall was also fun. Adderall, you ever do Adderall?
I was prescribed Ritalin when I was a troubled youth. So I haven't done Addies yet, but I think I was probably.
I think it's the same thing. Yeah, I think it's the same.
Just a little capsule meth.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah, and it's like and I guess because the fact that it was a pharmaceutical and it was prescribed and it was illegal. Like if you get caught with it, it's a Class X felony. But that whole taboo was lifted from it, so it was fun. And then the fourth one, I love weed, but I didn't smoke it as much. Man, last time I had a bowl here, and that was when I was like smoking.
Right.
And I've been smoking since I was 12 years old. Like every day, nonstop. And then, man, if I could throw sobriety in this, bro, like sobriety is the hardest one. But like if you go a full day of being sober, you feel so good the next day that you're thanking yourself. You're just like, you wake up, you're like, fuck, man, I feel good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Let me do it again. And it's the hardest thing to come by because you're like, there's so many things like having a couple beers and in a couple beers, oh, let's have a bourbon. Okay, because I'm a bourbon. I love bourbon. So, and the bourbons I drink, they're like 120 proof, 130 proof. So you have like 2-3 of those. I mean, you're drunk.
Yeah.
You're drunk, and it's not a fucking wild drunk, but the next day you wake up, you're like, why am I so foggy?
Yeah.
So I would just throw in sobriety. I mean,
It's a healthy drug.
it's hard to come by, especially if you're social. My wife, she's sober, she'll smoke once in a while, but
Yeah.
for me right now, I don't smoke. I don't do, like, I'll microdose because we go camping a lot.
Yeah.
So I'll go camping or long drive, like, so we'll take a camper van. And if I have we drove to Louisiana and it was an 11-hour drive and I took like one microdose every 2 hours. Bro, fucking music, just feeling so good.
Wow.
You're listening to it. If there's a podcast on, you're listening to every word. And it was a sunny day. It was like sunny the whole way out. Oh man. And it was
Perfect.
It's the best thing to do when you're driving.
Mm.
It is the absolute best thing to do driving. But I would highly recommend everyone microdose. It's
And then immediately operate a several 100-pound vehicle.
Be sure you've been injured if you are out miles an hour. But it has to be like Seth said. It has to be a micro. You cannot fuck around and be like, let me take 2 or whatever. No, take 1.
So self-prescribed and be responsible.
yes, always be responsible. But that would be, I mean, that'd be my Mount Rushmore of my Mount Drudmore of fun, I guess.
But now more, I like that.
Yeah, the Mount Drudmore. I can't do anything anymore, man. I used to pound lines like I have 21 letters in my name. You know, Mediamani Chivalry. And me and my boys, we used to get together and we used to just chalk up each other's names. Fucking do it, God. And then like play Madden. And then we just play Madden, dude.
For a week and a half?
Bro, we play for like a day straight. And we were like get together to go to the club. Yeah, no, but after a while you're just like, fuck it, guys, why are we gonna go out? Yeah. Let's just stay here. Yeah. And then you can't go to sleep. Fucking standing under the hot shower trying to get your nose to feel, again, you're just like, huh? And especially a fucking cold winter day in Chicago and it's just fucking gray out. It's so depressing, dude. Yeah, fuck cocaine. You know what? I'm taking that shit off from Mount Rushmore, bro. Shami Puri, micro.
It's a hell of a when I first moved here to the city, I think like my second year, I ended up moving in with one of my coworkers. My guy, I can't say his name, but a Mexican dude, stayed out in Midway, and I'm trying to think of it. But anyway, long and short, one day I come back, and he used to hit the slopes or whatever like that, and it was fine, I just did deal with this conversation, talking a mile a minute or whatever, and I was still drinking at the time, so I just be like, we go out and eat, whatever. And one day I come back to the thing, and he had real short story. There was one day he hit me up. He was like, Mike, I need you to come with me to downtown. I was like, well, what's going on? He was like, my guys from Texas are here, and we have to talk business, and I can't trust anybody else to be next to me and shut the hell up. Nope. So I can conduct this business. So we go down there. To this day, I don't remember exactly what hotel it was, but it was, you got to have money at this hotel, right?
Okay.
And then there they are, Juan and Jose. They pop out and they're with their old ladies, and their old ladies go that way. And I'm just sitting here at this expensive ass bar. And then my guy comes up and he's like, hey, I'm going to go talk with my guy over there. You sit here with his guy. I know 13 words in Spanish, and I try and act like I know what I'm saying or whatever. Yeah. So then I try and spark this conversation with this neck tattooed.
Oh my!
Just got here from Texas.
Mine.
Geeked out of his mind, dude. That's here to talk business with my guy in another language, and I sit here and try. It was the dumbest thing ever. Anyway. It comes like a week and a half later or something like that. I show back up and I'm and my, I almost said his name. My guy was like, hey, take a look at this. He had a decent triangle corner of a compressed brick. Whoa. I'm not talking 8 balls and a couple of grams here and there. Like movie like this is a compressed, and that's, so that came off of something with a stamp on the outside. I listened to the music. I've seen the movies. That I was like, all right, I officially have to get my shit together. I can't be here no more, bro. It's like you're playing by a different set. You're playing with people that operate by a different set of rules.
Yes, and he was holding time.
Yeah.
That's like 5 years in his hand.
That was either a really long time or a really short time.
Yes. I mean, shit. Fuck, man.
That was the amount where I'm like, oh, people do stuff for that.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, man. Like with weed, it's one thing. You could avoid a couple of pounds. No big deal.
Somebody might break in your window,
right?
Steal your gym shoes.
And potheads are not really violent. But with coke, yeah, it's not even the people that want to run it for money. It's like they're like, fuck, I'm broke. He's got a week's worth in his pocket.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't help but not sound like a little hoe cake. I looked at it. I looked at it. I was like, that's not just a little baggie
No, dude.
that you hold in the little chapstick pocket right here. That's work.
Yeah.
Like them putting you to work.
Yeah, man.
And then bless his heart, I'm gonna tell your business. If you end up watching this, I'm not saying your name, but I'm gonna tell your business. He planted a pot tree in his backyard. Do you know those things smell for 7 blocks, bro?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
When they mature, that shit is loud. Wow, my friend. The whole neighborhood, as soon as you pull down the block, you're like,
Like, whose house is? Oh, there's one tree. 7 trees.
Follow your nose. No, man. Damn.
Hell yeah. I wanted to ask you guys. So there's and it's okay if you don't know about it. But there's a big to-do right now about a rapper by the name of Young Thug, right? He made this big deal, so he ended up going to prison under a RICO Act for, alleged gang activity, this, that, and the third. And one of his cohorts, another decent name rapper by the name of Gunna, right?
Yeah.
They both get locked up generally under the same RICO. And in the very beginning, this is about a year now it's been happening. In the very beginning, the Gunna dude does an Alfred plea, right? Which is basically he's getting out of having to go to prison or wait by sitting in the courtroom, and the lead prosecutor's like, hey, are you involved with this group of people under this name, and is that a gang? And he was like, yeah. And when he did that, of course, hip-hop culture unanimously labeled him a snitch, right? And his hip-hop stock dropped significantly, right? And the other guy, Thugger, the ringleader, right, he just went to prison. Didn't really say too much.
How long is he in there for?
He just got out, and that's why I'm bringing this up, right? So he just got out not too long ago, and he's on a campaign like that other dude. He snitched. These guys snitched. I didn't snitch. I'm the guy. The other guy that took the Alfred plea. He's just been making music this whole time, not really referring to anything. He's been building the buzz, and for the most part, the people that have enough money to spend on music don't really care about all that stuff. So he's been on a steady rise. Well, come to find out, quite recently, Thugger, the number one dude that was like, hey, all these snitches and I'm the real one, he was bright enough to talk on a jailhouse phone, which tells you, not only in the very beginning, but broken up throughout your conversation, this call is recorded.
Of course.
I don't know how you've ever talked to in prison, but everybody knows, and it tells you.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and depending on how long you're talking, it'll just pop in. Hey, reminder.
Right, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So somebody, nobody knows who, has just been releasing this guy's jailhouse calls. And he's talking about people in the industry.
Oh, shit.
And coming to find out, his no snitch record really isn't as squeaky clean as he's having the worst week ever. If you're in hip hop culture, you're watching this right now with popcorn like, oh shit, this is good. When's the next tape gonna come out? And nobody knows where these tapes. It's just every like half a day or something, another tape comes out and you're like, oh my God, he said that on the recorder. Like, Jesus. And the other guy that took the plea, that initially, he's looking like $1 million right now.
Yeah. Why?
Here's my question. Here's my question. Because I'm not even gonna lie. Both of these guys at some point in time, their music I like. It's Atlanta, it's got style or whatever, and Atlanta has a nice sound. And I did just because of my culture. I've been a part of hip hop culture my entire life. Black culture, obviously, that's my family, my upbringing. It's a reflex I have. It's embedded almost in my DNA. When they was like, so-and-so snitch, you took the Alfred plea, I was like, man, I can't even listen to those music anymore. I started, and I'm in my 40s, bro, and I'm still paying attention to this street codes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's more so a reflex. And now so my question is, based on your cultures, because, Mehdi, like you have, Arabic ties to Islam or and several things, right? White guy, fruity buffalo, right,
Ecstasy.
right. How much does in your culture specifically? Because in so many words by friends, family, me growing up, don't snitch on your friends.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go out and do something where you put yourself in that position. But don't listen to tell your friend.
Right.
It's just a thing that you know.
Yeah.
Where does that sit in your culture? Is your upbringing?
Interesting.
Well, for me, like, you know, I grew up in the north side of Chicago, and it was how can I say this? It was a lot of Assyrians, it was a lot of Middle Easterners. But it was gang culture. It was gang culture. We were in the hip hop culture. And yeah, man, like a lot of my friends, dealt drugs. I was part of a couple raids, or you'd be in the house. I was part of 2 raids in my life. Wow. And so and I had to go to court for the raid.
Damn.
And, yeah, of course, I didn't say anything because we had a lawyer and it was a crooked cop who came in, talking about cocaine. My friend got busted and, he had a bunch of shit in the house. And the one thing they did not fucking bust him for was the coke. And we're like, what happened to the coke? As these cops, and then it turned out that these cops were doing these bogus raids, and then they would have you sign and they would bust, drug dealers, and most drug dealers, just like fucking, who'd you say, Gunna and fucking Young Thug. Mm-hmm. They're not the smartest people, right? Because they're fucking on the
phone. It has some oversight.
And they're always, he was talking on the phone that says, hey, this shit's recorded. And I always told him, and then my friend came out and he's like talking about the people he met in jail. And I'm just like, dude, these can't be your friends, bro. I was like, those guys got caught because they're stupid. You know what I mean? Like, there's a level of stupidity that looms over them. And then for the sake of, to answer your question about no, you never do. And especially like where I'm from in Iran, like we were very, they hated the police because the police were the Islamic police, very crooked. They would do the most horrific shit, man. Like, they would come to a house, and if you're having a co-ed party, there have been instances where they'll separate the men and the women and then go and do whatever they want to the women while the men are in the other room. And then they would kill, publicly kill and execute anyone they wanted to. So the police were never something that we turned to. However, now that I'm older, I have friends who are officers. I have friends who are veterans. I'm an American. Now that I'm older, I'm like, there's a right way of doing things and there's a wrong way of doing things. Now, you don't have to be a snitch. But if you're in that lifestyle and you snitch, bro, like, there's a penalty within its own system and the what's it called? The justice will be served. Mm-hmm. However, yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Because it's not always even just packaged as snitching. It can be, hey, mind your business.
Yeah. And I'm being totally.
And mind your business means don't open your mouth. But I would say, and I definitely want to get right to what you have to say, Seth. But I want to say, like, specifically when it comes to hip hop culture, which that's one of the bedrock laws in hip hop culture, right? Is hip hop culture is dictated by Black culture, but it's financed by white culture, and at this point in time, global culture. And you could beat a snitch, like I said. The other guy, Gunna, hip hop culture was like looking at him sideways, like, you did that, you were on camera, woo. But the culture that was financing him was like, ooh, this music fire.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna be at every single one of your concerts. So while hip hop was looking at him shady, and then come to find out, everything that's unfolding now, he was thriving. He was building his momentum back up. And then this guy came home, looked like the star quarterback returning, the prodigal son. And then come to find out he had some dirty laundry. So he was out there preaching the loudest about these rules and ethics, these codes, which don't get followed by any outlaw culture, right? The only difference between Menace to Society and The Godfather is violins and the kisses on the cheeks and suits.
Yeah.
If more people liked hip hop than they did the sound of a cello,
right,
Otherwise, it's the same exact. It's just guys in the gang fighting over resources and territory.
But I guess the only other thing is, it's like you got like the mafia didn't really, advertise it. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't come out and be like Al Capone doing his fucking
I mean, fair enough, but you don't think they advertised it?
I mean, they advertised it on the streets, but these guys are these rappers are, what's it called? Like, okay, there's the Suge Knight, right? Suge Knight was he wasn't really out there in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because he was the smarter one. He had what we call send-offs. He would send these other guys off to do their shit. And so, when you're in the spotlight and the spotlight is made, which I think is, like you want to get it deep into the circle. I feel like it is a systemic in a way where they're like, let's promote violence among a culture. Let's promote it so that they could keep this vicious cycle going. But their whole thing is get on stage and talk about it. And then that way, you are promoting it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so like, that's the difference. But you're right. I do know what you're saying. Like there's not like a biker gang, biker gang, same thing. Like, but because they're motorcycle, there's 25 of them. All of a sudden you are, in the spotlight,
And it's not pop culture, but the people with charisma are always going to want to be, because for in the beginning, the OGs of most organizations are so grind heavy that they don't need the spotlight.
right.
But, hip hop culture, you have to be on Front Street. But even with the early mafia culture, you don't hear a lot about, Lucky Luciano. You don't hear a lot about, Carlo Gambino unless you're researching it.
Right.
But you hear a lot about John Gotti.
Yep.
You hear a lot about Al Castellano.
Yes.
So
That's a really good point.
And once they started handing out these Ricos, all that Muerta and We Don't Snitch, they was dropping down,
Right.
and they weren't just killing each other. They were killing, there was knuckleheads in their crew. There was some stand-up guys, and there was some.
That was a really good point. I feel like rap is just a bunch of John Gottis.
It's outlaw culture.
Yeah.
You can repackage it, but the tree is outlaw culture. From Robin Hood to the Mafia to John Wick, Wolverine. We love outlaws, anti-heroes. But I'm sorry, I don't know. That's really great, man.
Yeah, so Buffalo, I don't know. I feel like in Chicago, there's definitely a vibe I get. I've lived out here for like 6 years now, where it's like mind your own business type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Every respect, nice.
Yeah.
Midwest fake nice.
Yeah, but like there is a lot of like questionable shit going on out here, like stuff that I'm like, oh, we like drunk driving is pretty chill out here. Like it's crazy how like everyone's like,
You have to go out of your way. That's a thing. You have to go out of your way to get pulled over by a cop.
I mean, it's there's a stop sign every 5 feet, so it's you got to really be.
You really got fucking white and ugly boy. Scared in the end.
But like that's like a thing where like there's a lot of drinking in Buffalo, but they're like way more like there's like if you're weaving a Bills game, they'll have like stops. So okay, stop, not to be stuff like that. So it's like you really they're trying to make sure everybody's safe, but there's a lot more stricterness, I guess, up there.
Yeah.
And then I was first one out, first kid, oldest kid. So like I got hit with a lot of more strictness, I guess, like growing up. So, but that being said, it was kind of established in my family. Like my dad's awesome. I like the best dad, very stand-up guy, hard worker, plays by the rules, just a good dude, and funny. But he instilled in me like, there's, you do the right thing and you stick up for your friends and, you don't snitch. So, which became a problem because like right away in like middle school, I started smoking weed and I got caught like out with friends. And he's like, I want a list of names. Who are you at? And I was like, I'm not going to sell my friends. This is literally what you've taught me.
Yeah, you'll drop that single tear.
Was good. Well, literally, dude, grounded for a whole summer. Like he was like, "You're not leaving the room." So, dude, I had to snitch my ass off.
But that you still pass the test if you ended up being grounded because there's consequences if you don't.
Exactly. So yeah. So I think there was like a level of like he's like, you're gonna get punished for this, but like I don't know. That's just There's kind of like a double standard, I think.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, outside of that, I mean, it wasn't really. I didn't really get into like the drugs and all that stuff like hard until college, and then I lived in D.C. for 6 years.
Okay.
You went to university.
I went to college like an hour south of Buffalo.
Okay.
SUNY for
But you stayed there, dorm life.
dorm life for like the first 2 years, and then
Apartment.
lived in like a house with other dudes. I was in a fraternity, so I was
Right. I was right.
yeah. You're done. Oh yeah, you're done.
You got a paddle to his bare bum.
I did get paddled, dude. Drank to oblivion. And even if that too, in like fraternity life, it was a thing of like, if you get in trouble, you didn't come from the fraternity house,
Right.
and you look out for if someone else is really fucked up, you take care of them, whatever. But this never comes back because then we'll get the fraternity's gonna get banned from the campus.
So is it more so bro code? Well, let me ask this, and you're in no way are you the spokesperson for Caucasians in America, right? But is it as frowned upon? Is it frowned upon, or is it an infringement on the rules? Because for certain cultures, depending on where you are, depending on your clique, your surroundings, you do something like that, or if you're even labeled that way. So Nipsey Hussle, you heard of him?
Of course. Yeah.
The rapper, he passed away, right? California guy. And what made him stand out for the most part, he made great music. But what made him stand out the most was that he was very goal driven, and he was very boisterous with wanting to give back to the community, generate jobs. When he first came out, one of his first mixtapes, he sold it for $100 per mixtape. This is like 10 songs, and where he got the idea from was some business person was like had the same model where he sold like $100 steaks. He was trying to generate business, and as soon as he upped the price to $100, business took off. People were like, "What's so special about this steak that it's $100 generated business?" And he said, I'm going to take that same model, apply it to my music. And this was back when Nipsey didn't have a name outside of his local thing, right?
Yeah.
Ran his first mixtape tape up to $100. Also sold it for free, but if you wanted the original copy, it was $100. Jay-Z came by and bought 100 copies. So basically just gave him a $10,000 donation, right? That's the kind of guy Nipsey Hussle was. Started a business selling clothes, merchandise, and was starting to work with the mayor. He's in the parking lot of his own business, right? It's called the Marathon. I want to say it's in like Compton, California. He's out there with himself, another one of his guys, and this third dude that went by the name Shitty Crip on the streets, right? Okay. Well, he outside in sunshiny California in the parking lot called that guy Shitty Crip a snitch. And Shitty Crip crashed out. He ran to his old lady's car, grabbed a gun, came out, shot Nipsey Hussle in the head.
That's why he died.
Kicked him in the face. He called a dude that had nothing to live for already a snitch, which is in itself a death sentence. If somebody of his stature in your neighborhood calls you a snitch, your value is now below zero. And he already didn't. His nickname in his own clique was Shitty Crip.
Yeah.
So he was
Bad.
He was 7 Deuce offsuit
Yeah.
from the giddy up.
That's a really
And did the most prominent person in your neighborhood calls you one of the deadly sins.
Yeah.
It was over with. So it just took his life. You know what I mean? Like, is that to say this? It's not a cardinal. If you would have snitched on your frat buddies, maybe you kicked out the frat. That is its own level of being ostracized in that community.
Yeah.
That can really harm your job and
not you, that's like your life too. You become depressed. Anytime you get kicked out of any circle, it's depressing.
it is.
Yeah. It's it's a microcosm of life. And you're like,
It's a rejection.
now now I'm on the orbit of this planet that I was on. So yeah, but how about if, so now it's this back to the snitching thing. What if now that I'm older,
Mm-hmm.
let's say some shady shit's going down in my neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say I had kids. I don't have kids. Right now, if some shady shit's going on in my neighborhood, if I see that it's not affecting me or my personal property or my neighbors, I might let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say it's not. Let's say it's getting to a point where I'm like, this is not good for property value, whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that snitching?
I mean, what is your environment? There's so many. Let's say we have kids. And then if you're doing it for reasons outside, so for me personally, right? Snitching is us three. We're gonna go hit this bank.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We hit the bank. One of us gets caught.
And it's
Rats on the other two. That is true blue, 100% snitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now if you two are my roommates, and you guys go hit a bank, and you come back here, and there's lots of money, and all of a sudden you guys trade in the Pinto you were sharing for 2 brand new Mercedes, and I look at the news, and I see your outlines and ski masks robbing a bank. If I call up the police and tell y'all, I'm just not minding my own business.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys are not dumb enough to tell me that you hit that bank
Yeah. Yeah.
and make me an accessory, I'll mind my fucking business.
Okay.
But if you guys tell me you hit a bank and then there's,
Yeah. That's what.
hey, yeah, hey, I heard you guys robbed the bank.
they're right here, officer.
Yo, by the way, I'm gonna give y'all a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, officer, would you mind sitting here with, hey, SWAT team, you guys are doing. I seen your movie. All right, but right back. Hey guys, do me a favor. Handle your business. I'll mind my business.
Yeah.
If you don't make your business my business.
Yeah. Okay, so if it leaks over, it's
Yeah.
But
But if you got kids and it's your neighborhood and stuff is starting, it starts to threaten your family, I would suggest highly that you leave the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because once you drop dime, now you are officially playing street rules.
right.
And street rules don't care
And then
about any other context.
And there's that. I'm also thinking too within hip hop, within like music even, because it's like a big thing with bands and pop stars out there. People getting like abused, like this up with like R. Kelly, and stuff like that, where people are like, I just did my job. They're telling, but and it's like, dude, this is pretty. Some of that stuff obviously like is insane. Like with this, I don't know, underage kids and stuff like that. So you're like, dude, this is like, I don't know. That's like too far. Like being like, yeah.
But that stuff too, and I'm sorry to cut you off. That stuff too is incremental, right? Like I just talked about you guys being bank robbers. You guys don't start off as bank robbers. You guys are just shoplifting at a 7-Eleven next door. You come back and bring me like a Chico stick, or you know what I mean, like a Calcius or Celsius or whatever. So I'm like, oh, these two little knuckleheads. And then one day you bust into a car to take somebody's book bag, and then you eventually graduate. Like when do I stop being implicated? Because I took the Chico sticks.
Right.
When you bust into the thing, dude had like an iPad. You guys didn't need it, so you gave it to me. So by the time you make it to the bank, I'm already an accomplice, low key.
then you gotta get a lawyer just to say, hey, I wasn't part of it. That's like $4,000 or $5,000. You know what I mean?
And now you kind of are snitching, because if you ever dibble dabbled,
No, they're gonna be like, oh, it happened at this house.
yeah.
So even if you didn't know they were robbing a bank, they just, you hear that knock on the door, you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, all 3 of you get down. Like when I told you about the raid, we all got raided. Everybody, my buddy got raided, and they handcuffed all of us.
Damn.
And I'm like, I'm going in. I was just hanging out here.
Do I interrogate you?
Yeah, they interrogated me there. They interrogated me inside, and I just kept saying, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But luckily for me, my guy kept saying, no one knows. But and I would have never said anything. Because again, we're friends. And but he knew right away. He's like, look, I'm getting the lawyer. Which in his mind, he's like, I have to fucking, tie up all the fucking loose ends, make sure nothing happens. But one time I got caught in Chicago public school. I got kicked out of Chicago public schools for weed.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks for that.
And I didn't even have it. Like I would smoke every single day. And the one day I didn't, some guy came up to me outside of school and he's like, yo, you want this? And he gave me a bag and I looked at it. I said, no, handed it back to him.
Oh no.
And right then and there, some narcs came up, threw me up against the wall, and they fucking threw me. And then they kicked me out of school. They kicked me out of all Chicago public schools. So it was a whole nightmare. And then the guy that was with me that did it, I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, you have to come to court with me, because they need witness." They're like, "Can you bring the witness?" I was like, "You got to come with me." He was nice enough to come.
Wow.
I came and he was like, and he was on the stand. He's like, "It was mine." He didn't do it. Didn't matter.
Wow.
We had a public defender. Public defender's like, "Just go with it." But then my parents are like, after we got the letter that I got kicked out of all Chicago public, my parents had no money, bro. But they fucking put together some, $4,000. I remember, my mom still bringing it up. Yeah. And then we got a lawyer, got it reversed, whatever. But then we moved to the burbs. It all fucking worked out. And my life fucking changed because of it. But yeah, no, man, I would never, in the circumstances in which you brought up, no. But now as an adult, if I see some shit leaking over,
Yeah.
and it's potentially getting to me, and if I can't move out of the neighborhood financially, I think I will become that old lady.
It's not hard to think, because for the most part, if it's something that's only affecting me, you're just gonna see how far it goes, and hey, I'm in control of some of this, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as it starts to encroach on people that you care about, and that's when you tend to get like overprotective and look at things differently. Shout out to anybody in that scenario where I'm like, I highly suggest that you move. Shout out to the people that don't really have that option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That are all stuck.
that's most people.
Yeah, that's a
Why
lot.
would they be in there? Like, there wouldn't be a variable. It'd be like, oh, shit's hitting the fan. Let me go somewhere else.
And then most people, you get so entrenched into wherever your comfort zone is. That's why every time there's a hurricane, no matter where it is, how many people get mowed down? Because it's like, bro, where am I going to go?
Tornado Alley, bro.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear fucking houses going down in Tornado Alley, I'm like, why the fuck would you even buy a place there?
Why are there houses there?
Yeah. But it just obviously because they can't fucking either afford it or their family, and like you said, they're entrenched in that area.
And those sharecrops be paying bills.
Yes, they do, until they fucking get bland.
Until you have a
Poor little dog.
corn husk through your sternum.
That'd be a horrible way to go, bro.
That would be the worst way.
Left by cool.
You just get smacked by the Nebraska fucking
I'd have to put that in
logo.
obituary. I'd be like, I would have to, I would put it on my gravestone. If I ever get killed by a corn husky, make sure you say that in your obituary. He was struck by a corn, and then I just see everyone's face go, what the fuck? It's like no one cries anymore. They're just like whispering, and like,
They bury you next to Roger Cray.
they're like, Kellogg got it.
Oh my God! Do me a favor, gentlemen, because I do have to. This was actually hella fun, man. You guys don't know each other.
Man, it was nice meeting you, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. You guys should politic a little bit, because I mean, you guys do shows. You're both funny in the low night, man. Work something out, man. You guys, exchange information. But please, Seth and Mehdi, did you know, Mehdi, if your last name was Val, your name would be Medieval.
Then brought the we need that sponsorship. That would be a crazy spot.
The opinions of Seth Payne or Seth Payne's opponent do not represent or reflect.
We're gonna get bro. Right, we'll get Vyvanse for the next time, and it each should be a 10-hour long.
He promoted a happy feel-good drug with no downside.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Do me a favor, let everybody know where they can find you. And what's the guy going on?
I'm Tradical on Instagram. You are, yep. Yeah.
I heard your stories, right? That's all you are, right?
Keep up with that in college, and I'm sticking with that. And I have a monthly show at Shuba's. Yeah, in Lakeview, last Wednesday of every month, free. Upstairs, been doing it for over 5 years now.
That's excellent. My mom had lots of fun.
I'll have you on. It's a good time. Come check it out. And I have a special on YouTube, full comedy special. It's a Buffalo Boy on brand.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, it's I worked on it for like a year. I did all the editing and all of that stuff. So check it out. It's on YouTube. Buffalo website.
Buffalo Boy. Take out Buffalo Boy and Medic, please.
I'm at Mediamani Comedy. You can on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. MEHDIAMANI. I'll be doing shows right now. Where am I going? I'm doing Comedy with a Cause in Elkhart, Indiana.
Okay.
So I'll be at Studio 63 on the 19th in Summit, Illinois. What else we got? We got WTF Wednesdays at Surge.
Oh, hey, I'm doing that.
On the 24th on this
Oh,
one.
you're all right. Never mind. We'll talk.
Yeah. And then I'm doing the 27th at the Bit Theater in Aurora, Illinois. I'm excited about that one because it's Aurora.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then live for the camera, so that way this is for posterity. $1 bet for each one of us who's winning the Super Bowl.
Go ahead.
Sales.
All right. Well, I got the Niners. I'm just going Niners with my heart.
After last night's game, I'm gonna have to say the Bills.
Let's go.
Bills. I want them
So I guess it's 2-1 Bills.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sitting good. I'm sitting good then. All right. So $1 bet. We're all in agreement.
Let's go. Let's do it. We're all in agreement. You know what's funny? I put $100 down beginning of every season that the Bills will go to the Super Bowl.
The odds are fucking.
The odds keep going down this year, which is good because that means there's a higher chance. But yeah, I put that bet in 2 days ago for this year, so we'll see.
Man, let's go. And once again, I am Mike Knight Comedy on all things. This is Real Rap Podcast. These guys are awesome. Check them out. Support them. Keep coming back for the show. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know what it is. And I have more in store. This week is crazy. I'm shooting like 3 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like 3 episodes behind. So just keep your eyes glued to the thing. They're going to be popping out like crazy. Love you guys. Real Rap Podcast. Mike Knight.
Thanks. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Let me get your Instagram, but